Alright legends, today I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about the new Diablo Immortal update that is coming on November 25th. There's a lot to cover, but not only that, I'm going to do a special stream with Canon XO. He's a big MMO YouTuber and he's actually joining me for this Mentor and Mentee competition against Echo in his Mentee, and it's going to be his first time playing the game, and I'm going to try my best to actually coach him through the process. So if you guys want to join the live stream, it's going to be awesome. So let's go into the patch right here. There's a lot to cover, but let's start here with same old events like new, right? Login, survivor's ban, and all of like these things, free rewards. Then we have something that I actually was not able to participate because I was in vacation, which is the Rift Racer. But I saw like a live stream from Mo. It was like actually very exciting. So I'm really excited to actually go and try it for the first time to see how it goes. It's gonna be from December 10th to the 14th, so it's gonna be like 4 days that the competition is gonna be live. You're still gonna have your normal and nightmare difficulty, but now the treasure goblins, because maybe they didn't like the mechanic, will be replaced with a new challenge which is called the trials. Once you overcome the trials of souls and the trial of lives, you're actually going to be able to earn like these rift progression orbs, which is going to fulfill the bar. And once you do, well, then you just need to kill the guardian, and a team with that completes with the fastest time will actually be the champion. Have in mind that for the normal difficulty will only be server only leaderboard, and if you want to join the crossover competition, well, that's gonna be on the nightmare difficulty. It's gonna be really exciting, but there is something important, because last time there was the stacking of like multiple classes including the wizard, but this time, as you guys can see here, the duplicated classes, there is a cap of 2, so you can only run, for example, 2 wizards. So I'm very excited to see what is gonna be the new method that's gonna develop for this race. And here for future changes, and specifically balance changes, they are coming on December 17th. Why they are not coming now? Because Balance of Realms, it is going on, and because of that they probably don't want to mess up with the meta, because it will be really unfair. Imagine like if they nerf like certain classes that your team, it is already, you know, practice a lot and is like very comfortable with. So I feel like it is a good call for the competitive nature of Balance of Realms, but I know like a few people will get frustrated that we still have to wait a bit. But on the flip side, we are actually getting a confirmation that the next major update we are having new green set items alongside with some legendary Paragon skills and of course the legendary ancestors. For me, green set items like the new ones, usually they don't tend to be very interesting. I will personally prefer something new like when it comes to the tanky nature, because we always rely on the 4 pieces mountebanks and it's quite boring. So I feel like they try to make it like them like very complex, and alongside is not like actually replacing any of the very good old one green set items like the 4 pieces Vitus, 4 pieces Grace, Glooms, and all of like these really good green set items that we have since almost the beginning of the game. But you know, it feels like a lot of these patch notes are like hinting that hey, we are changing a few things, but just wait for what is coming in the near future. December tends to be a massive month with a massive update, and we already had last week the leak for the Wrath of the Lich King maybe coming into the game. A new collab with World of Warcraft. Maybe they're gonna bring back the Morn Skull, which got a lot of people excited. So just wait and see what is actually they are about to cook until December. Then we have here also another small change, that the Cycle of Strife by week is gonna change. This is gonna give you like some extra XP. Nothing very interesting. Now let's go here. They are making some changes for the Prodigy path. This is mainly for like low spenders or the spenders that usually buy. But what they are doing mainly, they are just trying to make it more affordable. So maybe they are gonna dissect it like in small chunks. So like that, they're gonna reduce the duration, but also they're gonna reduce the price. I mean, if you're a spender, well, maybe this is gonna be good for you. But they say here, if you're already used to buy the Prodigy pet like often, nothing will change for you. Now let's go here into the featured updates. They are finally doing something about this buff bar. The buff bar that we have in Diablo Immortal, especially for someone that came from World of Warcraft, where there's like one of the best buffs and debuffs bars that I ever seen in any game. Diablo Immortal is terrible, especially whenever you're trying to find new builds and trying to test things out. But now they are saying they are actually creating a hyperlink text that will most likely appear like here on the description, and if you click on it, it's going to expand into a longer and more detailed description. And they say also here, for example, in the Strife, which is the buff that you get in PvP. Many people don't know what is strifed, what is not. There's always like this massive discussion. Yes, there are people that they made like spreadsheets and you can actually see, but for a new player or someone that's more casual, they don't go like into the Discords and they don't watch like a lot of YouTube videos to know every single stat that is strifed or not. So I hope that they actually bring this inside the game and make the game way more clear, and like that you guys will probably don't need as many YouTubers. So let's go here into other changes that they are doing, which is the deeds of Valor. Like, these badges are very important for you to actually become really powerful. Is another feature that Diablo Immortal has. So if you stop playing the game and if you lose these badges, well, you're gonna lose a lot of percentage of lives and damage, and this is also another response of why it's important to have like those 12% badges, which they stack up to 36 and can go even higher. For example, if you're the Immortal guy, you have like 20%. So it's very meaningful, but when it comes to Shadow, it's always been a problem to get the 12% badge, or it's just like it's not worth the effort most of the times. So usually I just run with the 8%. But now they are actually making meaningful changes to make it more easy for the Shadows to also have the 12% badges. So now they actually are increasing the impact mark that you get like during the reign. So after the next reign, we're actually gonna start earning additional 8 marks during these Rite of Exile battles, which is like the ones that you get after the 4th week. And if you win as a Shadow to the Immortal clan, you're gonna get 24, and the losing Shadow clans, well, they still gonna get the 16. The winning condition now is gonna be every week. So mainly it's like, even if you just win like the week 4, you're still gonna get like those 24 marks, which is pretty cool. Then we're gonna also have here that the only way to earn 16 impact marks is just if you lose all of them. Okay, so as long as you win one, you're gonna be fine. And then the participating clans who will claim the victory at the final week on the Rite of Exile, they will still earn their own marks for, you know, like their effort that they put it, but as well that the clans can now earn up to the maximum of 40 impact marks throughout the Rite of Exile activities, including whenever you are doing the Vigils of Blaze. So basically, in a nutshell, they are trying to make like so much easier to get this at least the 12%. And well, for the clan leaders, they actually gonna make this way easier for you guys to assign which person is actually gonna get the marks of or not. And because there's been like you know, this feature that they are trying to make, it is still not polished, so hopefully it's gonna be much better. And well, once you assign, it will automatically get it, and hopefully it's gonna be much better for everyone. Have in mind that more changes will come next year, so hopefully they just keep improving like this old system. I feel like a lot of like these things are a bit outdated, so I think like that's what they are trying to do. Now here, another change that they are making on the market. This was already on the past patch, but mainly in November 26, whenever you're gonna try to put in a market normal gem like 2 or rank 5, mainly they all gonna be posted as a rank 1 gem. So they just like to try to make like the plat selling and trying to go send your plat from your alt to your main quite more difficult. And as I said in the previous video, I feel like over time they are gonna make it like almost impossible for Susans and all of these companies that they sell plat. Life really hard, so they are what they are trying to combat. But at the same time, the free-to-play player or even like the person that has like some alts, it's gonna be really hard for you to farm that extra plat. And this is again one of the changes that they are making in the game to actually combat. The other thing is that now you're gonna be able to have these special effects on the fights more simplified. So instead of having all of these things, you're pretty much just gonna ignore all of these orders, and you're just gonna be able to see, you know, these field marks, so you can actually do the mechanics well. Imagine doing mechanics in Diablo Immortal, right? But yeah, that's a good change. Also, war games, it's been you know, a really good feature that they added to the game. Honestly, I feel like for me, I still didn't find like extra value, except maybe in the future to run my own PvP tournament. The only reason why I didn't do a PvP tournament right now, even if Blizzard asked, is because I felt like just do it in the pools of wisdom. Whenever like I have like people from all over the world, I felt like I was gonna alienate a lot of my audience, because you guys are from Southeast Asia, you guys are also from NA, and so it's from all across the world. And if I run a tournament and it's just only in Pools of Wisdom, well, I feel like a lot of people will get disappointed. Maybe if in the future they bring the cross server, so I can do a cross server in Europe, and then I can do maybe a character in NA, and I do a cross server NA tournament, and maybe even do like in Southeast Asia, like Indez goes around the world doing these PvP tournaments. I think that will be cool. I like to do these events, I really do, but in general, like I feel like I would like to have something that will be more aimed for the community, and more people could actually join, and not just a few people from my server that could join. So maybe in the future, maybe 2026, we're gonna do like something massive, and I hope that Blizzard keeps working on these war games, especially the cross server feature is the one that I requested the most. The war games are still changing in the meantime, so basically if you are the host, so you create the war games, and you can now promote other person to host. It's like making them leader of the party. The other feature is that if the current host goes AFK, well, you can actually request the host to keep up with the match, maybe kick him out, and now if the host, that the original host of the lobby leaves, well, you no longer have to actually go and make the party all over again. So there's a lot of quality of life. The number of the points that you needing to win the patch, to win a match, is now customizable for the tower ward and the destruction call. These are actually very cool because sometimes you want to run maybe longer matches or shorter matches, and this can actually open the doors to make like different types of tournament a bit more fun. Then other things that we also have here, and these are quite a lot. The preparation time is now a modifiable setting, so you can make it longer or not. Now a lot of like the Slayer option, which is the dead match, was now going to be able to disable the safe bases and the healing zone, so it's literally just a dead match. And also they are changing the colors on a few of the safe bases. The AFK check inside the destruction call has been removed. The tower ward will now close as intended if there is only spectators, because if there is no match, why is still open. And the war games table now as a unique item which can be found in the map legend inside the game. So like that, they actually know that this is a new feature that there is into the game, because I still don't feel like a lot of people are actually using it. I only use it to train for the bounce off realms. That's the only use case. And very important that now the potency and the resistance are now available as a stat selection if the player's info notification. So if you want to run like a more free-to-play PvP tournament or something like that, now you can actually put like these requirements, and like that you're actually gonna have a more fair tournament. Now let's go here. More Vanguard changes. Well, you guys remember this guy? Well, he's coming back. The Ravenous Glade map, it is coming back. It's the one that you just needed to nuke the boss, but they are actually changing this in a meaningful way. So first thing, they are increasing the mob density, so there's going to be a lot of more waves, a lot of more panic, and the boss will enter in this 15 seconds invulnerability chanting state, which probably is just gonna be able to start taking damage at 75 and 30%. So if you don't kill all the elite mobs that will come, this reminds me a bit like of like the Diablo phase that we have, you know, like the boss and then all the ads starts coming and you need to kill them. Well, you have 15 seconds to kill, otherwise there's gonna be a big bada boom. Everyone's probably gonna die, and with a big, a huge AoE attack. And the good thing is that after you actually kill this guy, now we're actually not gonna have the final boss, because there used to be like this guy we had to kill and then a final Liquid boss that was gonna come. So they are changing this in a more simple way. Just nuke the boss and there's no end boss like that. Most likely it's gonna be way quicker to actually go and farm it. Now, man, more changes. Cheating prevention in PvP matches. Wow. So PvP matches and matchmaking always been a mess. We all know how it is. I have like a strong opinion that I don't think this will ever be a balanced game. Doesn't matter how many efforts they try to put, because the range between like the free-to-play and the max out, well, it is so huge. There's so much like power progression that goes into it, and the scaling and everything is like so hard. And I don't know if it's actually beneficial for Blizzard to, or NetEase, to actually go and make like the matchmaking like really fair in an effort to help the prevent full play in PvP matches, we are implementing a mode-specific restriction on items, legendary gems, Paragon, and other systems to prevent players from manipulating the combat power. This is typically done through unequipping and swapping items, ensuring fair matchmaking and balanced PvP experience. So, there are some shenanigans that people are doing right now, and they've been doing for the past months. I'm not gonna go into it, so you actually don't learn how to do it, but there is a way that you can manipulate, so it's called smurfing. Hopefully, at least those things are actually gonna get out of the way, and the PvP side of things will be even better. New features regarding the Spectral allies. I'm gonna be honest, like, I never use these, but I know that a lot of people actually still use these if they want to go into dungeon solo. They bring like Spectral allies. Well, mainly the bots are getting better, and I guess that's a good thing. The other thing is that they finally are starting to look at the green set items, and especially here the Fable Wisp materials. We have like so many wisps, at least me that have been playing for a while. I have like multiple difficulties. So coming up on December 17, we're gonna have 3 new difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna have Inferno 10, 11, and 12. And what they are doing is that the Fables from the difficulty Hell 1 to the difficulty Inferno 6, they are now gonna be converted into just a unique item, a universal item called the Fable Wisp, that there is no difficulty attachment. Why they are doing this is because this is gonna allow, especially the new players that are reaching the game, to actually don't have to go and grind every single difficulty, because the power progression in the first weeks, it is so quick. And like this, even if you're farming on the Hell 2 or Hell 3, and now you're at Inferno 1, you can still use the wisps from Hell 2 or Hell 3 that you farmed, which is very good, and I'm actually surprised they are doing this. And not only that, we're gonna also have less clutter on our bags, and overall, don't worry, you don't have to do anything. Whenever this December 17 update comes in, you're just gonna log in and you're gonna receive all the converted materials if you have them on your mail, and that's about it. And now, one last change, which is gonna be the Eliquarium Gauntlet Rotation. It is changing. The Eliquarium Gauntlets will no longer rotate out immediately when the new difficulties are added to the game. So, basically, right now, the way it works is that now we have Inferno 9, it is about to end. Once it does, well, the gauntlet is gonna be gone, and like that, you're in this like very short amount of time. And I'm actually really glad that they are prolonging this, especially for the new players or the free-to-play players, that they want to have at least some free-to-play cosmetics that they come. You have a portal, you have a weapon, and you have an armor. I mean, they are not like the most beautiful armors, at least the most recent ones, but in general, sometimes it's better than nothing. So now they are actually increasing the completion duration for the next 6 months. So probably you're gonna be able to do the new one, but also you're gonna still be able to do the previous ones from the past 3 months. So I feel like this is quite nice. I wish that we could actually have like maybe even like a year, because sometimes like people just started to play the game just right now, and they'll give them a bit more incentive, also a bit more XP. And well, that's pretty much about it. So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys want, and I'll be live streaming on the November 25th this update to show you guys everything, but also the live stream with Canon when I'm gonna be playing with him. It's gonna be really fun seeing someone for the very first time, someone that has a lot of experience playing other games. So legends, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, type shit in the comments, and I see you guys on the live stream. Peace.